Okay. You see in a city. So you see human being passing, bicycles. What is that on the screen? Is that a... See cars standing. Why are those cars standing? Because there is order. How do the people know when to pass? Because there is order. How does the bicycle know when that it's time to pass? Because there is order. How come in the same city the train is walking? I mean, he's riding. Because there is order. Everything is planned out. What is that? That is where people stand. Okay, let's start all over again. No, let's start all over again. Can you start from the beginning? You see the cars passing, the bus stop. You say, we might think we are just having a movement. No. Every movement you are seeing, they are regulated by these things you are seeing. You see the sign? This means something. It's regulating all these movements. You see this one? That means something too. It's also regulating all these things you are saying. You see this line here? That means something. If you just go to town and you don't know, you might just think, you don't even notice those lines, frankly speaking. If you live in Africa, you don't notice those lines because you are not used to them. But in the European country, if you just walk about and you don't see those lines, they will think you are an animal. Because they have been trained to, in their own worldview, to always observe these things and to know what they mean. So these little lines here, they regulate these big buses here. That is an instruction. This one you are seeing here. That is an instruction. And it's thanks to these little lines that are instructions, that is why you have the order that we see. You might be thinking, I think Livio, someone like Livio who's lived in the Western world all his life, might be thinking, what is this rubbish? I mean, this is so elementary. Why should you explain this to anybody, right? Yeah?
To me, this totally makes sense. It's so normal.
It's so normal? I will tell you, for me, I never saw anything like this until I was 20 and 19 when I left my country. Even though I saw it from 19 when I left my country, I came to Europe at 19, but I never knew what they meant. I just know what they meant something until I went to take driving class. I never knew anything about it. I thought just driving is just driving. You drive because just to know how to drive. But I didn't know that you have regulators on the ground. Yes, it's true. And many people are still like that. They are living in Europe. Many people live in Europe, but they don't know what those things mean. They see people stop, they stop. You see these people stopping here? There are instructions why they are stopping. And at a certain time, they will move. Why? Because the whole European society is built on instructions, on laws. Everything is regulated on laws. Everything, street on laws. There are laws on the street. There are laws on the ground. There are laws in the park. There are laws everywhere. Until society in Africa is law-based like that. You know what we call laws in Africa is what the parliamentarians do, what the House of Representatives do in Africa. Do they call them House of Representatives? What do they call senators? Yeah, that is what we talk about law, or in the law courtroom. That is when we talk about law in Africa. Those are the only places. But in real sense, in functioning societies, everywhere is law. And everything is law. In fact, you cannot come out of your house. In fact, immediately you step out of your room like this, boom, you are stepping into a law. In any functional society. But in Nigeria, you can walk about in your whole country. For the next 50 years of your life, you don't even come across any instruction, any law. You are all to yourself. You are the landlord of everywhere. So let the thing keep on playing. Stop. You see what happened? They just stopped. Okay, now play. You see that it stopped? You see what is happening? Bicycle. The bicycle now, you see the bicycle rider? He knows exactly where to go. The other bicycle, you see? Then people, we will see people now. You see people? People passing, cars standing. Why? Where are the laws written? I can't see anything written. You can't see written, but they are all written on the floor. Those diagrams you are saying, those are the laws. You see what's happening? This one just came. So how do I know that it's time to come or when it's time to stop? Or that movement of this thing is regulated by this thing you see here. So this thing you see here, that bus stop, is not just for people to stand, but it's also an instruction for the train to know when to stop for people. And if you notice, you see the train has a number. You see this number here? That's also an instruction. This talks about the street. It means that this particular one goes to this particular street. Do you know that it's all a whole mess for me when I came to Europe? To know that, so this number something, number train, number something, goes only to that street, that street, that street. How will I remember? What about if I don't want... Omo Naija. Omo Naija. Because I can't see Molu, a guy. No conductor. I can't hear Ajegule. Yadokpaja. I can't hear any instruction like that. Molue. Yadokpaja, Molue. Yaba. Yaba K2. Yaba K2. Shobolu. Marina Mainland. Marina Mainland. Livio doesn't know what's happening. Così change. Come on. Me change. Wọlé pẹ̀lú change o. Mi ò ní change o. First stack by two. Oh, show the K2. Well, come and comment now.
Well, I know this is so funny, but this is just the reality. Like one of the biggest shock I got actually when I got to Ukraine was to discover that the buses have just one driver without a conductor, and there's nobody saying, okay, this bus is going to your university, this one is going to your hostel. No, numbers. Each bus has its number and it's going this route, so you can even predict, you can know exactly where this bus is going to. And the mere fact that you even enter a bus and you have to even pay, and the bus driver is not even saying pay your money. You can enter from the back and then you give your money to the next person, and then you see your money going from one person to another person till it gets to the driver. You can't even try that in Nigeria.
But people are saying that we miss Omo. That is Nigeria, my father's land. That is where people are hailing Nigeria for that. And that's what people like Nigeria for that. Yeah, Nigeria, yeah.
So chaotic. No. So chaotic, Victor.
Thank you, so much for the memories. I think for me, one of the most intriguing things was when I got here, you know, in Nigeria, when you get to where you want to stop, the exact point, you just say, owa, owa, owa. So, owa, I mean,
He did.
So the guy, no matter where he's going to, will just park at that spot, and then you highlight. It doesn't matter where it is. And then it can cause this thing. So I now got to Ukraine. I was in Mykolaiv. So I got into the bus. I was now saying,
This is my place.
I forgot how it said but it was a direct translation. Something like, yeah, it's all right, it's all right, Is this? The guy did not answer me. I was like, these people are rude. Until he took me to the next bus stop, I now had to trek back. But not until I had spent 6 months. I did not appreciate that it was order.
It was, yeah.
I didn't appreciate it.
Yeah.
For me, I was like, why can't you stop here? In
Yeah,
Nigeria,
this
they'll
guy
just
stop
for me.
now.
They just stop for me and I'll just come down here. But it doesn't matter where your address is. You are coming down at the next bus stop. If you don't have a problem with that, call a cab. Then the cab will take you to your address.
But the Nigerian woman will fight you.
No. Mo sọ pé kò bọ́lẹ̀ bí mo fẹ́ bọ́lẹ̀ bí o.
Why did you take my money? Kí ló dé mo fún ẹ lọ́wọ́? O gbowó mi now.
So, just that you can't stop anywhere, just anywhere. You're going to be sanctioned.
Success when I had his own.